Bare and asleep for the winter, dozens of Gary oak trees blanket the top of Mount Doug on a crisp fall morning. Just beyond the barren branches, a view unlike anywhere else on the island, seen by hundreds of thousands of people every year. At the bottom of Mount Doug, walkers, joggers, babies, and man's best friend. No shortage of people out exploring while the rain holds off. The park is the largest in Saanich and one of the most popular on the South Island. And after 20 years of preservation, a celebration.
An urban forest like this is a pretty rare thing in a lot of cities, and it really needs to be enhanced, protected. It's probably the only place in Saanich, one of the few places you can go and you can't hear cars.
2 decades ago, the park, owned by the province, was given to Saanich. At the time, the district thought it could do a better job managing the park, and 20 years later, that's exactly what many believe has happened. South Island MLA Murray Cole was mayor of Saanich when the transfer happened.
So with the Friends of Mount Doug and many volunteers and our staff, it's the magnificent park it is today, and the walking trails and new acquisitions. So it's a very special spot for people to come and walk and visit.
And to mark the anniversary, a giant rock with the Mount Doug Charter sits beside the gate. The charter, a commitment to preserving the wilderness for generations to come.
So once it came into our hands, we really held it close to our heart and worked with the Friends of Mount Doug and have made, I think, a very beautiful park.
But not all park users are a fan of the new addition. Some say the money could be spent better elsewhere.
You know, that's tax money. It should be used some other way. You know, a stone, what's going to give the people of Saanich?
Maybe they'll loop around. Over the years, the park has grown by 44 acres to more than 450, and it's remained, as the mayor says, a natural park, not an urban one.
I learned early on we didn't want it to be a crew-cut park, in which there's only a park at the top of the hill and development down the sides. And so we made a commitment to, as land became available, work our way right down to the slopes. And we've done that for Mount Doug and for Little Mount Doug.
And while there won't be any major changes to the park down the road, there'll be a few upgrades and improvements here and there. New rumble strips in the pavement to help slow down vehicles, a kiosk and a new trail map right about here, and up the hill by the big rock, a new gate designed as a leaf.
And so one of the things we wanted to do for this celebration is to enhance that walk. And so that's why we're putting in markers every 250 meters that show how far you've walked and what the current elevation is.
Wick says the changes are meant to make a statement in the park while not straying too far from its roots.
You sort of want a natural park to stay the way it is. The problem, which is both good and bad, is that the popularity goes up and you get more and more people, which we want to see. And so you've got to do something to allow all these people in and still maintain a natural park.
Now, Wick says the next step is to improve and define a select number of trails so that walkers and hikers don't stray from them. As for the park as a whole, well, there are a few small pieces the mayor would like to see added, but as it stands now, it's 90% complete. In Saanich, I'm Nikki Ewanyshyn.